Here we go. Another episode. Tyvus and Dustin, Ultimate Buckeyes, coming soon. Well, Dustin, it's finally happened. You know, the one thing that everybody feared about NIL has finally happened. Are you familiar with the big story of the day? Is UNLV's quarterback Matthew what's his name? Sluka decides he ain't playing no more. He said, "I'm done with UNLV." I think they undefeated. He said, "Listen, he was promised a certain amount of money. He said he ain't getting his money. He said he's done. I'm done. I'm taking a red shirt this year and I'm transferring somewhere else after the season." And everybody's in arms.
Yeah, it's crazy though. I mean, he's played 3 games, and I've actually watched a couple of UNLV games. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. But no, in all seriousness, I mean, it's pretty crazy because that team has not been good for a long time, if ever. And yeah, he's like, "Screw you guys! I didn't get my cash, so I'm bailing."
I mean,
I don't know how I should feel about this.
How can you be mad at somebody like if they promised him $100,000 and he got there and they're not gonna pay him his money? Like, all right, but see, because it was so many different reports. Some people was thinking like, is he saying that he want more money because he feels like he outplayed his contract and he wants some more money? And everybody was bringing up these scenarios like they was like I heard this scenario today where say a coach was on the hot seat, right? And they had a quarterback that was really good. And the quarterback was like the only reason why this coach was able to keep his job, all right? And they said they get to the last game of the season, it's a rivalry game or something like that. What if that quarterback was like, "Give me $200,000 or I'm sitting out this game"? You would have a choice but to pay the kid. Like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
they doing this.
Yeah, dude, it's just so crazy to me because, you know, being somebody who played like yourself, not for money, you know, we didn't make any money other than like our stipend check. So it's interesting to just even think about this because like for this kid, he's having a good career, or at least a good season, start to a season.
I'm about to say, they say his career only like 43%, but he's a dual threat guy. He's like making a lot of plays with his legs.
Well, I mean, I don't know his draft prospects or how good this kid is, other than that UNLV's 3-0. But oh man, does this like look bad on his character though, or does this make the school look bad? I mean, because also, how do we know that they verbally agreed to this?
And that's what makes this whole thing hairy. I mean, I don't think he would lie. Like, why would he lie about that? Like, I don't like that. So to me, when I look at it, it's really, I'm looking at the school like, y'all collectives is messed up. Especially me being a part, I came from, I knew what, I've been in that business part of it. I was a part of a collective. So I understand all the things that go into it. You know, if you can't like let them just, if you make an agreement with somebody, like you got to have like fulfill that agreement. The same thing happened with the kid from Florida, that Jaden Rashada kid, like 2 years ago. He was supposed to go to Florida. He signed his letter of intent to go to Florida for like $13 million, and like the collectives backed out of it, and he got out of his letter of intent. But like the thing is, legally, you can't. That's the thing. Like that's why it's best that everything is becoming revenue sharing, because when even if you agree to an NIL deal, like coming out of high school with the collectives, you can't sign anything until you're enrolled in class. So if a collective want to do wrong, which they shouldn't because it makes the school look bad, they can back out of it legally and get away with it. But when it's revenue sharing, when the school is actually paying it, it has to be like the NFL. Like, like that's the thing. Like, that's why the NFL has it right, where you under contract, we can cut you, sign you, do whatever we want to do with you because we have you under contract. Obviously, you can't do that with the NIL because it's a bunch of he say, she say stuff. You know, obviously, that's never going to work.
Ty, let me ask you a question because you did this for a little while with the NIL, and maybe some of it has changed because it's sort of like changing every day, it feels like. where do these guys get the money from? I mean, like, I know where the money comes from, but like it goes into like this collective, they call it, right? Does like this collective just cut checks?
Yeah, so how it works is usually collectives is a business, like for the one that I was working with, it was more it was marketing. They did it through marketing. So like a company, like say Coca-Cola wants to give a kid $100,000 to do something, they would say, okay, we'll run it through us and we'll make sure that athlete gets $100,000 marketing. Or if the collective wants to sign a kid for like $200,000 or something like that, they would get their money back through making the kid do marketing deals, social media posts, stuff like that, commercials, stuff like that.
Okay.
To where they're getting their money, they're getting a return on their investment in that aspect. Or you can have the donors that come out and be like, hey, I want to give JJ $10,000. All right, here's 10,000. Like run it through the thing. All right, here's $10,000. Blah 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 blah. But you got to get something back from it. So that's kind of how it was working with that. And yeah, that's how it works.
But well, it's a different landscape than when you and I were in college. And
oh man, listen, if this was know when I was playing, I would be rich because there would be nothing I would say no to.
You kidding me? Dude,
what? Yeah, let me do that for you.
I'll pimp out anything.
Oh, for sure. But you know what the crazy thing? There's players that saying, no, I'm good. Like, I'm cool. That ain't enough. Like, I'm like, hey.
I mean, I think there's like a balance, right? I mean, between feeling like you should get paid all this money, but also like kind of like not selling yourself short.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you do this like this day and age, like because you're a former player, national champion, people pay you to come up to do things. It's like sometimes I feel bad like for what I charge people to do some of the stuff, but I'm also like, don't sell yourself so short. Bro, I'm not asking for like Lou Holt speaking money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, some of these kids though, it's crazy. Like, dude, you don't even start.
Yeah.
Like,
but you know what?
Like, how about you get on the field before you start worrying about driving a Maybach?
But see that you know what the argument is going to be? This is the argument. I have to remind you, I've dealt with this before. The argument is if I'm say I'm running with the two, say I'm the backup. Well, I don't really want to sign that minimum deal because what happens if that player gets hurt and I become the starter? Now I'm stuck in that contract and I'm balling out, but I ain't getting paid what I'm supposed to be getting paid. So like that's part of it as well. It's a wild game. Like it's really kind of crazy to some of the stuff that I was sitting there listening to and dealing with at the time that I was with the collective. So
that's crazy.
It is. All right. So enough of this NIL stuff. Let's get to the Buckeyes. Obviously, they played last week. They played Marshall. They did not cover the spread, which I think you and I both said they were not going to cover. Or
well, what was the final, Ty?
The final score was 49-14. And I think the final
so 35 points was the difference. I said, or no, was it you that said 45-10?
What? No, I said 45-6. No, I said 42-6. I think I said 42-6. I said they wouldn't score.
We were very close.
I said they wouldn't score. And you said that they would score, which I was heartbroken when they did score. I tell you what, they faced some adversity in this game. Now, granted, it wasn't nothing like to a huge degree, but I think they got tested. I think we found out some things in the slot. Jordan Hancock. They had that guy Metcalf, who I think they said he was at Tennessee before he transferred to Marshall. He had a nice little first half. I mean, he had the touchdown. He had some big plays in the slot, running some slants and stuff like that. So that was interesting to see that. Will Howard I think that's his first pick of the season. So it was nice to see him face some adversity there. But overall, man, it's just that offense is just. I watched Quinshon do what he did, and I'm just like, dude, like I don't know what to do.
They're built differently, man. They're just built differently. I mean, I guess we, you and me, we played against guys or played with guys that were just these studs. Mm-hmm. But man, I don't know. Like I look at some of these guys now, and if you're down there in the field or at practice or something, you're like, man, Maybe it's the uniforms. I don't know what it is, but they look a lot bigger than when we played.
Yeah. It's something in the Tyson's chicken. They, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, I feel like my team was pretty solid looking. I tell you what, freshmen that's coming in, the freshmen did not look like the freshmen today. Like today's freshman is crazy. Like them dudes look like they could go play in the league today.
Bro, you guys, at least in 2014, your uniforms fit. Okay. I mean, y'all look like you belong, you know, like I'm out there in 2002 in like the baggy uniforms and shoulder pads that should be on linemen, dude. I mean,
did y'all had the sleeves on y'all jersey, or did y'all have them cut at the top?
Nah, they were like sort of like a little tight, but they were, I don't know, man. The jerseys were like twice the size they probably should have been.
At least y'all had the gray on the sleeves. We don't even get it. We get black.
You would admit that the gray on the sleeves is
way better.
Phenomenal. Oh yeah. Well, you guys wore those in the title game.
No, we did we? Hold on. I think we did.
Yeah, because you guys bro, trust me, I was at the game. You guys wore the Buckeye jerseys, Ohio State jerseys with the sleeves, and then the black numbers on top that paid homage to the 68 national championship team.
Yeah, we did. I'm looking right at it. Sure did. Yeah, them was definitely the best ones.
And you guys were in the scarlet jerseys for that game, and Oregon was in the white.
Yep. Hey, you remember it better than I do. And
it's not that hard to remember. I was at the game.
I was playing the game, and I don't remember.
Well, you know what? I played the national title as well, and I don't remember the game.
Yeah.
But I do remember the color uniforms we wore.
But was it anything from this Marshall game that stood out to you?
I mean, like, the one thing you could say and be a little critical of which is like nitpicking, I guess, to some degree, is that the defense is probably their worst performance of the year.
Yeah.
And they give up like 276 and 6 points going into the game.
Yeah.
And you know, they gained a lot of yardage, especially you know, in the first half.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think that the defense is really good. And at halftime, I think they made some adjustments because they came out. Yeah, they came out, or they just like said, "Hey guys, we're better than this. Let's just go out." Like sometimes you sleepwalk through these games and start off slow.
That's true.
It happens.
I mean, yeah, they gave up no points in the second half. They gave up the 14 in the first half. So obviously they made some adjustments there. But like I said, outside of the receiver, the one little slot receiver, there was nobody to me that I was like doing anything. Like obviously they did something to score 14 points, but he was the key piece to that. And it was interesting to see just what they did in the second half to you know stop him from being so effective in the game. But to me, like I say, obviously Jim knows exactly what he's doing because he goes in, he draws it up on the board, which I tell a lot of people, you know, when I was in college, our defensive coordinator, we had Fick and we had Coach Chris Ash, and Chris would be like, y'all job is to make sure y'all got to just hold on for the first half. Like, just run the stuff that we know like the back of our hand. Hold on for the first half because we got to figure out what it is that they're doing. We're going to go into halftime. We're going to make adjustments, and we're going to shut it down in the second half. But I just need y'all to make it to halftime. And I feel like a lot of people live that same philosophy because you got an idea what a team is going to do, but you never 1,000% know until you get in the game. You don't know what type of concepts they're going to do. You don't know what run schemes they're going to do. Once you see it, the coach should be smart enough to be able to make those adjustments. And to me, it seemed like Jim Knowles did that in this game. You know, he's seen, all right, they're utilizing this slot receiver a lot, so this is what we're going to do in the second half, and they shut it down. And obviously, the pure talent standpoint, second half, their bodies get worn down in the first half. A lot of teams aren't able to withstand 4 quarters against Ohio State. So at some point, that fatigue is going to set in, and Ohio State just going to take off. And I feel like that happened a lot in that second half as well. But to me, what I really liked on the offensive side is that it's so many different people. You know, you get Quinshon going, then you had Trey going, Then the Mecca scored on a deep pass, on a deep, not a deep pass. I think he ran like a slant or something and took it to or it was a jailbreak. Took it to a jailbreak to the house. And then there's that boy JJ again taking a slant to the house.
Crazy, man.
Is I am really intrigued. I need to know what he runs in the 40 because he makes people look slow. And I just don't understand how this man is taking 5-yard routes and taking them to the house. Like, I don't think people understand how amazing that is. Like, I was listening to Will Howard as I was driving home. He was doing like his interview. And the criticism that they're getting is that they don't push the ball down the field enough, which I found out that was like a big thing for Will Howard, where it was like, people was like, yeah, his deep ball isn't that great. And he said, well, I mean, how can I work on it when JJ's taking 5-yard plays and taking them to the house? He said, now don't get me wrong, I'm happy he's doing it, but like, if that's what you're gonna critique me on, like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, he got a point. He got a point there.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy what this dude's doing. I mean, how many touchdowns does he have now? 4?
Does he have 4? I know he got 3 for sure. Did he have a game with 2
4?
of them?
4.
Yeah. That man. hey.
Averaging 20 yards a catch too.
Yeah, he one of them ones. he definitely one of them ones. And it's nothing he can't do. I mean, he's blocking, he's running routes, he's fast, he's big.
Hey, I'm just glad he's playing. So we're gonna get some run out of the kid. You know, it's not like he like redshirted and he plays for a year or 2. You know
if that kid would have redshirted and we'd have seen him do this, we would have questioned Hardline for what was going on. Like, you can't hold him back. And the sick thing is, they still ain't even got like Cardinale going. They ain't even got the tight ends going. They ain't even got Brandon Ennis going. It's crazy that they got so many weapons, and a couple of them we haven't even seen yet. So imagine when they fully unlock everything, which up until this point, obviously they haven't played any tough competition. Obviously they're playing Michigan State this week, which I hope they win, but I hope they win 200-0. I really do. I can't stand Michigan State. Do you hear me, Dustin?
I hear you. I'm just wondering why.
I almost dislike them more than the Wolverines. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like that, I cannot stand Michigan State.
I just don't have any ill will towards them. Other than
you know why? Because your coach, your defensive coordinator, went there and became the head coach. So that's why you feel how you feel toward Dustin. Do you know they cost me 2 national championships? You know that in 2013.
Well, you know what? And that game cost me some money too. So you're right. I didn't think about that. And
2013 and 2015, they cost me.
15 was the year with the kicker kid, and he's doing the windmill thing. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
God, dog. Why didn't they give the ball to Zeke more in that game?
You know, Dustin, that's $1 million question that a lot of people want to know. And you have the sick thing.
I'm telling you, I remember vividly having a wager on that game and being so frustrated. And I love Herbs. Coach Meyer's great, but like I was, what are you doing, Coach?
Listen, to this day, do you remember? You don't, because you wasn't there. I can remember that entire end of that game like it was yesterday. I remember we were going up against. They came out and we called timeout right before he kicked the field goal. He kicked it anyway. And I turned around and I looked at it, and he put it straight down the middle. Bam, straight. And I said, if we don't block this kick, he not going to miss this field goal. Dustin, when he kicked that ball, do you know, I just walked straight to I swear to God, if you go back and look, I did not turn around. I knew that it was going. I just walked straight to the locker room. I didn't even see the dude doing the windmill stuff until like I seen it later on SportsCenter. And I remember getting to the end. So you know how after every game we sing Carmen, Ohio. And it was me, Zeke, Cardale, and Mike Thomas, us 4. Well, I'd never forget it. We was walking up the ramp and they tried to stop us. They was like, hey, y'all got to stop. Y'all got to do Carmen, Ohio. And everybody said, man, F Carter in Ohio, and kept walking. So we get in the locker room, and I remember Mike and Zeke just like mad. Like, I can't believe they sold us, man. They sold us out. The coaches sold us out on this one. And I'm just in the locker room like, I can't believe. And they didn't even have Connor Cook. Like, they did it without their starting quarterback, man. It was that, man.
And when we played them, I'm trying to think who the quarterback was.
I can't believe we lost that game to this day. To this day. I can't believe we lost that game. So, with all that being said, I hope Ohio State wins 250-0 on Saturday. It would make me more proud than to see them do that. Like, blank them dudes. They coming off of a rough game. I think they quarterback. If I remember correctly, they quarterback, I think, threw 3 picks in their last game. So, with that being said, and they 3-1. So, I mean, they ain't like they some slouches. But when they played Boston College, yeah, he threw 3 picks last game. Aiden Childs.
Hey, so, BC though is I like
BC legit. They 3-1. They legit.
Bill O'Brien.
Hey, he could have been here. He was here. Excuse me. He was here for like 15 seconds.
This is a night game, right?
No.
Is this the game that's only on Peacock?
Yes, it is.
Which it honestly doesn't really faze me at all. Because
yes, it does. It phases me.
Yeah. What's that?
It phases me. I can't.
You know who's calling this game?
Josh Perry? No, who?
The broadcast team. Do you know who it is?
No, who?
Andrew Siciliano, who does the Browns.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow. Mm-hmm. The sick thing is I won't see him on Sunday because they gonna be in Vegas. I won't get the chance to see. Oh, look at that. Have a good time there. Look, shout out to Andrew Siciliano. Really good.
So he's doing that, and then he's doing the Browns game on Sunday in Las Vegas. Man, Andrew better get the private jet for this weekend.
Hey, he got that NFL Red Zone money. He good.
Yeah. Colt McCoy is the color analyst for the game with Lewis Johnson on the field.
Colt McCoy is a color analyst now?
Yeah, he's getting into it. Yeah. I heard him on one game. Little green. You know, little. I mean, it's hard.
He's no Dustin, huh?
No, listen. I've worked very hard for a long time to get to the point where I feel like I can hold my own. But it's a hard gig, man. It's hard, especially when they throw you in the mix like Brady and Colt McCoy is a good example too. Like when they throw you in the mix right away, man. If you're not good, like out the gate, like Greg Olsen good. They're going to run you out of town, man. People were going crazy on Brady after the first game.
Yeah. It was. We did it on the show. Bull did on the show.
A game, or do you just do studio stuff?
The only game I've only called high school games. I did color analyst for high school games. I did it for 2 years. 2 years down in Columbus. It was actually a lot of fun. Nice. I actually enjoyed it. And it was high school is different, obviously, because it's for the love of the game, the business. I ain't seeing business decisions being made and stuff like that. So loved it for that. But anyways, I'm gonna try to get back to Ohio State. Who was the biggest foe back when y'all was playing? Who was y'all?
I mean, outside of Michigan, obviously, right?
Yeah, obviously. Purdue.
I mean, Purdue was always tough.
That blows my Purdue.
Purdue. Well, bro, I mean, this is when Joe Tiller was the coach. I mean, Purdue was first off. Purdue was has been a powerhouse. You say it. They were really good. Like when my uncles played, Purdue was a good team. You remember, like in 2099, Drew Brees was there with Joe Tiller.
Yeah, Drew Brees he did his thing.
Oh, tore it up. My brother played against Purdue multiple times and played against Brees, and then they continued. So Brees leaves, and then all of a sudden Kyle Orton comes in and he tears it up.
Yeah, Kyle was the next guy. I forgot about that. I guess when you got 2 back-to-back good quarterbacks like that, I guess that's half the battle right there is having a good quarterback. Yeah, Purdue.
But either Purdue. No, you know what? I'll take it back. Wisconsin.
Yeah, nah.
Wisconsin,
Is that when they had all them good runs?
I mean, we played against.
Was Brian Dane there for you?
No, Dane was before me.
Okay.
Dane played against.
That's
Excuse me,
a
my
grown
brother.
man right there. You might have to make
grown
a
ass
decision
man,
on him.
Grown ass man. So 2002.
Dang,
I think it was Anthony Davis.
Whew.
You remember that name?
I don't know that one.
I mean,
but y'all, you know what though? That was
what?
was Lee Evans and Chris Chambers. Did you go against both of them?
No, so Lee Evans, yes. Chris Chambers was there before.
Yeah. He was
so
there.
like
I think as he was leaving, I think Lee was coming in. No. I only know this because they both went to my high school, both of Lee and Chris.
We played against, so like the quarterback at Wisconsin was, when I played against him, Brooks Bollinger.
Okay.
But he was a senior in 02. And then after that, 03, 04, it was Jim Sorgi, who
and what was your record?
Manning's backup for a long time.
What was your record against them, Wisconsin?
Oh, God. We beat them my freshman year. We beat them my sophomore year. We lost to them in 03, which is like, I don't know if you remember this, that you were in diapers. But in 03.
Third grade. Stop it.
I mean, I'm sorry you had to wear diapers in third grade. So we went up there in 03, and it was like, I think it was a 10-7 game or something. It was a one-score game in the fourth quarter, and Lee Evans ran an out and up. Double move on Gamble.
Yeah.
And it sucks because Gamble was had such a great year.
I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. Sure did. Yeah.
I was on the other side of the field. I look over and like, oh boy.
Yeah, that's the worst.
When it was like the only play they made all day.
When you the opposite corner and you see the ball go up and you look and like, oh shoot.
I mean, part of me felt bad. Then the other part of me is like, dang, thank God it wasn't me. You know how it is, man.
If it's on you, especially you being the white guy, they would have been like, oh, he should have never been on them in the beginning with. They should have never did. If it ain't on you, you could be like, listen, hey, they wouldn't have did me like that. You could always say it wouldn't have happened on me.
Man, yeah, I would, dude. I don't know how you were. I mean, I was a confident guy. But in big moments, sometimes I'm like, God, please do not throw my way. I mean, I'd have made a play if I had to make a play. But dude, like, in 02, I'm a sophomore. So like, this is my first year, like, as playing corner and starting. And we're playing as Michigan, and this is in the horseshoe, and it's like the last play of the game. It's 14-9. We're up, so they need a touchdown, and it's like, well, the last play of the game. I'm on the field side or the boundary side, which is our bench, Ohio State's bench, and they're coming in towards the jumbotron, and I'm like, there's 2 seconds or something on the clock. I'm like, all right, man, keep it on the other side of the field. Because you know why? Here's why.
I was the opposite. I was like,
no. Tyvus,
listen. It's game. I'm telling you, it's game.
Tyvus, listen to me. Look at the color of your skin.
Oh my goodness.
Do you understand?
You got a point, because they definitely would have.
Do you understand? It wasn't about like me trying to make a play, because I can make plays. It's about the flags, dude. It's about the flags. I led the Big Ten in PI. I mean, come on, dude.
Grabbed it, just had hold of. Hey, it is what it is. We can line up and do it again.
The point in saying that is that in those huge moments when, the game's on the line, there's a much better chance they're going to call PI on me.
Yeah, well, you got a point.
As opposed to
but see, the difference between you and I wasn't at corner at Ohio State. I was at safety anyway. So like, I'm just over the top, and I'm like, if you throw this ball in my area, I'm telling you right now, I'm making the play. Like, it's gonna happen. Like 1,000. I thrive. I think that was one of the things. I might have not been the best player ever, but in clutch and crunch time moments, I definitely made a lot of great plays. Like, if you think about some of my best plays, they all in like the final closing moments of games. So I thrived in those moments, and I lived for those moments.
Good for you. I was a head case, man. I needed Mike Dawson, who's my safety on my side for the most part, to always like he was like the hype man, like the ultimate Dustin Fox hype man. Like behind me, he's like, Foxy, you got this. You got this. You got this. I'm like, all right, Mike, I got it.
All right, what's your prediction for this game?
It's up there, so I give
Do
him.
they got a spread out yet?
Yeah, I saw it earlier this week. Let's verify.
Oh, minus 24. Ohio State 24. He did a 24-point spread. God, good night. I'm not gonna say Michigan State gonna get that. Nah, I'm gonna say they're gonna play a little bit better than that. I'm gonna say 35-14. 35-14.
35-14. All right. Let me just kind of take a little peek here. All right, I'm gonna go 40 41.
Okay.
41-10.
So they cover the spread.
I'm trying to look at this sports line, CBS sports line, to see like what, because they do like the simulations or whatever.
Dang, Ohio State average like 53 points a game.
All right, stand by. I'm finding
35.
All right, so this is what the simulations say, according to Sportsline, is that Ohio State on average wins 38-13.
Oh, okay.
So I would lay the points. 41-10.
Well, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. As y'all know, we use FanDuel around here. So if according to Dustin, take Ohio State. Play the points.
Good teams win. Great teams cover.
And with that, we out. We'll catch y'all next week after another dub. Peace.